Hello, everyone. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We are here live with my LALA Phil. Happy LALA Live. Yay. Just gonna make it lag a little bit with the confetti, but I don't even care. Laggy confetti. Because let's be honest, the confetti is the most important thing. Everything revolves around confetti. Anyhow, I did go ahead and fix my LALA Shell's glamour. I noticed I had made the mistake of glamoring over her glasses, which was why they didn't come up in the video. And I knew I did something wrong with her glamour because I was like, I could have swore I wanted something with the headpiece. I got distracted and I made the headgear a part of her glamour. But shame on me. But it's easy to do just with a dispel prism. You apply it like a regular glamour prism and you could remove glamour from just about anything. Super easy to do. And what I did with my glamour plates is I just made it so that I have two different glamour plates now. I have one with the hat and I have one without the hat. The only thing is my one without the hat, I did have to use a different purple dye because I didn't feel like going back to the markets to talk to the vendor to get my gloom purple dye that I used for the top and the socks. I only had one. I might go ahead and actually adjust that at some point, so that way, because I do feel like with that second one, the grape purple is just a little too dark, but also the grape purple might grow on me. Who knows? For now, I'm just gonna leave it because right now my character is wearing the gloom purple and I'm really happy about that. Just to kind of cover where we are in the MSQ, we are ready to talk to Painted Mesa. But before I talk to Painted Mesa, I do want to do something while I am here in Ul'dah, because we gotta talk to somebody. Because somebody is missing an appendage. They're missing one of their amazing appendages. And he's still sulking back in Limsa about his missing appendages that, according to the others that we've talked to, the blacksmith and the carpenter, this guy has a tendency to lose appendages. So we need to go over to the Alchemist Guild and talk to him. And honestly, I had completely forgotten that I needed to talk to this guy until I was grabbing the Aethernet points. And I was like, oh, hey, I have a progression that's happening over next to this Alchemist Guild that I'm grabbing one of these Aethernet shards for. I'm like, whoops, I forgot. All right, Severian, what do we got? You come on behalf of Jandalan. Why? I just furnished him with a fresh batch of my special creations last week. I realize the man's services are in demand, but it would be physically impossible for him to exhaust the entire supply so soon. Stolen, you say? An unfortunate turn of events indeed, if not entirely unexpected. You see, the man is something of a genius. A genius is often misunderstood by modest minds. Trust me as I speak from extensive personal experience. Yes, great minds must band together in trying times, lest the realm be deprived of our talents. And so I command you, deliver this parcel to Jandalan with all speed. Okay, so of all of them, our dear alchemist here is the one who understands the position the absolute most, but also he is mixing chemicals. So I'm like, he probably has the most fun of the options. Like, he is making the hair dyes. Like, I feel like of doing hair, if it were me, I would probably have the most fun making all the hair colors. That's just how I would feel about it. Like, I would want to make all of the colors, all of those things. All the things that he just did. So Severian being the understanding one makes sense, but having to make another comb and another pair of scissors, like, I get being like, really? 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 Is he kidding me right now? Like, this is ridiculous. Okay. Now that we've taken care of that, and everything requires, and going back and delivering that package would require us to leave Dawn. Now, I think we're okay to talk to this creep that eavesdropped on us before, standing behind us and was like, "Oh, hey there, you want to hear more about them Copperbell mines?" This guy, we're ready to talk to him now that we've taken care of the Copperbell mines. Hello, sir. I'm barely taller than your boots, but let's talk. And the duty calls, commits battle for into a copper hell. I raised my desk and sorry, I have to move my microphone. I raised my desk up a little bit and now my arm keeps hitting the bottom of my microphone. It's bothering me. I lower my desk a little bit here because there. Okay. Like let's try this configuration of my desk, because I was like, I actually feel like parts of my desk being this high was really nice because I was like, it feels better on my back a little bit, but I was like, it feels weird with my arm because my arm was like hovering without an armrest, and then my left arm kept hitting my microphone. It was like this is just weird. It's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. The Conqueror of Copperbell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ulda will have the materials she needs to rebuild. Give me just a second here. There we go. I shall share the good tidings with Papashan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Mamode. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and well in one piece. No! Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. Well, I mean, I don't like this guy, but I also feel like I don't like this guy because his eyes are really pretty. His eyes look too much like my VTuber's eyes. Like, how dare you, sir? How dare your eyes look like mine? This is unacceptable. It'd only be worse if his eyes were like my Lalafell's without the and didn't have the pupils. Then I would be extra wary. I'd be like, dude, this is like way. Like this is creepy, dude. Please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this. I paid for it with my own coin. What rot? You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mole meat, much less a choice cut of dodo. That doesn't... doesn't even sound choice cut of dodo? Like, like that just sounds weird. By rights, I should turn you over to the brass blades, you know? Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. Ah. Creep. What a frickin' creep. See, I knew I didn't like this guy. Like, of course he's going to accuse her of being a thief, and he's just being creepy. Thanks for the follow, Luffy. But I ain't done nothing wrong. Golf asked me witness. I do agree, Euler. It's too bad that we aren't Dark Knights right now. It'd be really good if instead of being a conjurer with my tiny little twig, if I were Dark Knight. Because then I could go guts on this guy. Hey, Luffy. Please, adventure, help me. I beg of ye. I feel bad, but I also know the only reason she's pleading to me is because I'm making eye contact with her, because of all these people, out of all of them, why would she pick the tiny little 2-foot person with nerdy little glasses? Like, like I'm wearing little Harry Potter glasses and my cardigan, and she's like, oh, please help me. Help me. I don't know why. So, Luffy, I'm just gonna call you Felicia because I know you're Felicia. That's just who I know you as. Yes, I probably should have warned you better that owning a house in Final Fantasy XIV is a pain. Especially with the glitching. I probably should have done more to warn you that it's a pain in the royal ass. Especially on a controller. Like, trying to do any of that glitching is just... I am so sorry. Like, mouse and keyboard, I could get by, but controller, I cannot even imagine doing that glitching on there. Like, that just sounds terrible. Yes, that's why, so gathering mats all day, that's why typically when I'm decorating at this point, I've gotten a lazy route. I end up going to the market board. And that's why typically when new houses come up, I take advantage, and that's when I sell cool housing stuff. That's about the only time I try to sell things on the market board, unless my inventories are just getting way too full, and then I'm just like, I really just need to sell stuff. That's fair. That's fair. Not have enough gil to do that is totally fair. I swear on my mother's grave, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coins I saved. I only wanted to treat my children to a decent meal. Well, I believe you, woman, but all these people, they have kneecaps. So and you have kneecaps. So naturally, I don't trust you. Don't believe you. You have kneecaps, but also they don't have kneecaps. Okay, fine. There are more kneecaps amongst them, so I guess I will trust you more And who the hells are you when you're at home? This dog's master. I don't even know what to say to this guy. I guess I'll take his kneecaps first. I did come running in like I'm her Pokemon. Like, this would be a good moment for me to have a carbuncle glam, because then I really would look like a Pokemon. But she really needs severe ears. Like, she needs bunny ears. Like, that's more important. I've had enough of this murmur spots. You lot, teach them a lesson. Of course, gotta have thugs teach a lesson. So I guess their kneecaps go first. All right. You should be cleansed of your kneecaps. I'll take care of this. The rest of you can watch. Yeah, you've got stabby things. I've got a stick. And I know they say sticks and stones may break my bones, but this stick is really, really just going to take you out. I should have stopped at the 7th ale. Yeah, sure. Blame it on the fact that you're drinking. I blame it on your kneecaps. Stop blowing copying at me and help me. I thought you told them that they could just watch. Bugger. Oh, you have a twig? You have a twig. Oh, you have a dark twig. You had dark twig. I don't care. I take care of dark twig. Then I go back to stab things. Okay, can I take that guy's kneecaps out now? He doesn't deserve kneecaps. I say it upon my Harry Potter glasses. I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Obnoxious merchant indeed. I mean, as if his haircut already didn't say that. And that's coming from someone with purple hair. And I've had purple hair for like a decade. Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. You're welcome, plain Jane face. You're welcome. Even though you have kneecaps, you're welcome. I'll come for your kneecaps a different day. Alright, migrate with Aura. What you gonna show me? I'd swear there were more refugees than last I looked. Yes, Mortem. This is the LALA meta. The LALA meta has a stick now. She upgraded from twig to stick. And you wouldn't be mistaken. It's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? Well, dude. Dude, I understand this is a fantasy world, but not everyone has been there before, and the means of instant teleportation doesn't always happen instantaneously. Like, they might have to travel by foot from really super far, man. And, you know, they might have to Oregon Trail it. They could have had dysentery along the way. So, you know, there's all of that shit. Like, it's just simple logic. Come on. I understand you're a city dweller, but do you not understand dysentery? the delay might be a little less. I think there's still a little bit of a delay, but especially when there's not combat involved, there's definitely less delay that happens. But when combat gets involved, more delay happens, just because there's more to process. But I did make adjustments as far as what it should be trying to feed, and I think that some upgrades were probably made on Meld Multi's end, because I stream into Meld Multi, and then Meld Multi distributes to all 3 of the platforms. So I think that probably played a large hand into it as well. Unless you were talking about YouTube and its lag, I think that one had an issue with a stream key. The default stream key was acting buggy, so I made a new stream key, and that seemed to fix it. Every once in a while I have to do the same thing with Kick, which, looking at Kick right now, I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to end up having to do the same thing today. Which, speaking of Kick, I should probably double check Kick and make 100% sure that didn't do the same thing that always seemed to do. And every once in a while, it's just like, guess what? Oh, okay. That's good to know. Let's see. Yeah, see. Kick. Why are you defaulting to Apex Legends? I even marked that this is Final Fantasy. And you still keep going to Apex Legends. That's totally possible, and it could have been, so as far as internet goes, it could have been one of the last times that you tuned in and checked all of that. It could have been where I was using my VPN to connect to. I've been forcing my VPN to connect to a specific one instead of trying to have it default to what it thinks is the fastest, because it doesn't always actually find the fastest. Okay, so let's get back to this concerned citizen. I've never played Apex, so I really wish I could just like lock that into Kick to be like, guess what? Just assume I am playing Final Fantasy 14. Just assume that. I will change it if I'm not playing that. At least YouTube YouTube will just wipe it, and then Twitch does properly just leave it unless I change it. I don't know why Kick just keeps going back to Apex Legends. Like, even if in Meld I specifically put Final Fantasy 14, it keeps going back to Apex Legends. I don't know why. But this concerned citizen breaks it down in a different way than what I just did. Like, I'm like, it takes a while to get from point A to point B, and you know, there's different things like dysentery and all that crap that happens. And the concerned citizen explains it as, it's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. So that's why. So it was like they were trying to make do for a while, and they hit their point where they had to stop. There was only so much starving that they could do before they had to say, you know what, we have to make for the city and try to not be starving anymore. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same thing happening in other cities? If talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. Which is true. Like, it does seem like Ul'dah has more of the reputation of the rags to riches, and whereas Gridania has more of the reputation of being more standoffish. Like, yes, they have the natural, like, you would think that being more one with nature, they would be more welcoming and open, but they are more standoffish. They have their walls up. They are not very warm and friendly and welcoming. And Limza is a bunch of pirates. They will steal from you. So at least that's what it kind of seems like the reputations are. So with those reputations, with the rags to riches reputation that on the surface it seems like Ul'dah has, it makes the most sense for these refugees to go to Ul'dah. Even though it's the ugliest. My heart goes out to them, it truly does. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worse, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire patrolling the streets for riffraff? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you have no coin, you have no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins. Get your tenderloins, guaranteed cheapest in Thailand. Thanks for the follow, Makeshift. Thank you for coming, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you see no end to the misery and suffering. Madam, are you all right? Very insightful aura migraine there. Seeing all that information, like it was very much centered around talking about everything that was going on with the refugees. But we do also see that that citizen actually properly buying those tenderloins, despite what that merchant was claiming. But what now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? Like, dude. Yes, I'm pulling this face out on you, man. This face that I used on the chick who would not get the damn orange juice. I'm going to pull this face out on you. You wanted to threaten this woman behind me with your damn thugs. And now you want to play the whole, what now? You mean to the threat of defenseless citizen card? You kidding? Are you kidding me? He's ridiculous. What? Saw her buy the meat, you say? That's absurd. I mean, it kind of does sound like made up shit for me, but whatever. I do love learning recently with everything that I've been exploring lately with all the art and stuff in this game, is that when it has the jagged edges like this on the bubbles, these jagged edges means that they're shouting. I never noticed that. Like, I just always assumed that they were rounded edges, but the jagged edges means shouting. So this person is shouting, as did I, leave the poor woman alone, you damnable vulture. Which makes way more sense. Who said that? Makes way more sense that they're all shouting at each other now, instead of just talking. I will overlook this, but just this once. Shouting in frustration. But also wouldn't have had to know that if this was a voiced cutscene. Yeah, this one, like, I'm so used to the rounded bubbles, I never noticed that before. God's bless ye, adventure. If ye hadn't come along when ye did, who knows what that monster might have done. It don't bear thinking about. Yeah, like he was threatening to like rape her and stuff. And like, I really hope I don't get flagged for just saying that just now. But yeah, he was threatening unspeakable acts. And then dares look at me like, oh, you're going to threaten a defenseless person. I did it. I was just going to explain that she actually bought something. You're the one who was making threats, sir. Did not like that fellow. He could go away. Did not like him. Case closed. Hello again! We've been keeping a close eye on you ever since you left Gridania. Hey, you learned not to steal my thunder! It's a miracle! After you stole my thunder at the gargoyle, I wouldn't have thought that you'd been stalking me. You discharged your duty as envoy impeccably and never once faltered in the face of myriad dangers. But more importantly, you were always ready to help those close in need, even if you didn't stand to earn a gil by doing so. You're possessed of all the qualities we seek in an adventurer. Of this we are convinced. Even if you were kind of dragged into that business with the dodo meat. Yeah, I would say I was dragged into it, but I mean, who wouldn't drag the 2-foot-tall Harry Potter looking person? I mean, I totally look like the gullible sap that would totally get mixed up in this business, right? Like, it made sense. It made sense. Yes, thank you, Ida. And then there is the matter of your gift. I dare say you are curious as to the nature of the vision you bore witness 2 moments ago. Well, we can help you understand it. You're not the only one with that power, you know. We have a friend who has it too, and we'd love for you to meet her. Yes, it's always good to see these two show up, especially when they're not stealing my thunder. And meeting her is only the beginning, for we would also have you lend your strength to our cause. In return, we should be glad to assist your adventuring endeavors in whatever way we are able. Should you decide to take us upon our offer, I sincerely hope you will. Pray speak to Momode. The proprietress of the Quicksand is a good friend of ours. She will tell you where to find us. Wait a minute. We haven't even told you the name of our order. We're the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, defenders of justice. Oh, but don't tell anyone, except Momode. She knows already. So I know, like, with the quest progression, and leading up to the 3 dungeons, we talked about how it differs based upon what city state you started. So that also differs based upon what city-state you started, because it's not going to be Papalymo and Ida that tried to introduce you here to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn and have you talk to Bomode. If you start in Ul'dah, because you don't meet Papalymo and Ida if you start in a different city-state. Instead, you make different counterparts. If you start in Limsa Lominsa, you meet a character named Y'shtola, and she will be the one that you talk to in that cutscene. And if you start in Ul'dah, you meet a character named Thancred, and he is the one that you talk to in that cutscene. So there are adaptations to that cutscene as well, as far as this recruitment. But it will still be you interact with them, and they are the ones who have been watching you, and they will be the ones who say, hey, go talk to Bomode, and we want you to join the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry, though. If you work hard, you'll probably be all right. Saying that, if you ever find yourself at a spot of bother, come and see me. Just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? Thanks for the follow, Saint Sweeney. Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with the women folk from time to time. I do wish in cutscenes like this one, I do wish I would take advantage of the accommodations, because I'm just gonna walk up and just stand here and it's like, no, there are accommodations for my short self. There are stools. I can stand on the stool. Damn it. Let me stand on it. Let me take advantage of that accommodation for my short self. I'm too short to see over the damn counter. I just want to see it. God, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would have ever guessed you'd be hard at it with Giants of the Dark. Oh, I just realized I did not read the dialogue that she said before that. Let me pull up my event tab. She said, Boba, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off the carriage adventurer and telling him to give you all the fresh gossip. I heard it. I heard you asking for gossip and asking for all of his womanly woes. Like, I heard it. Your every elm the adventurer Mione said you'd be, Boba. The station master will be overjoyed when he hears the news. Yes, tell Papa Sean. Papa Sean, where's Papa Sean? I want to see Papa Sean. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Oh. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. So, for reference, back when we were in Gridania, after one of our dungeons, when we saw a group disband because the healer wasn't fast enough to heal their tank. And this is that healer. And she was keeping the tank's head for some reason. We don't know why she was keeping the tank's head. Aside from that creepy note, it was pretty sad seeing like her two DPSs were being very attacky and being like, I never liked you, and you should have been faster. And she was like, I'm so sorry. And it was a pretty upsetting scene. But this is who that is. My name is Ida. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends at Gridania when I'm sorry. We were at Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Aver, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. Aw. That's so sweet. Especially since I'm just a little 2-foot tall Lalafell with no kneecaps. And probably had a tiny little twig back then. Yeah, so Realm Reborn is very dark. Like, a lot of the story is pretty dark. Like, this, we're only getting started. Like, it's definitely going to get super dark. I believe he would have succeeded had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have long thought hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you've achieved, I find that I am inspired just as Fair once was. So I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask your name. Oh, my name is not totally ridiculous like Boba Moki. It is totally a normal name. Thank you, Boba Moki. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Oh yes, she, especially with some, with the certain side stuff, she will totally come back. And it gets dark. It gets dark. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was. I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. That would be a right pain in the arse, or thought it would be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. I mean, when we look like toddlers, I feel like it's kind of fair to think it'd be a right pain in the arse, because, I mean, it's only fair to think we'd be like toddlers and it'd be a right pain in the arse. But against my better judgments, I decided to accept the post, and I am full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Boba. I mean, you only just met me, but sure. Eh? What did you say? You want to know about the science of the seventh dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest then. Listen, Boba, science are no ordinary folk. I know. They stole my thunder. And when the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. I keep running into them, so I kind of don't think that's necessarily true. I kind of feel like it's ending up being the same work because I keep ending up in the same place. Like Papolimo ends up like 2 steps right behind me all the time, and he's like, guess what, Blizzard? Oh, that golem's dead. I'm so sorry. Was it only one, like a sliver of health there? My bad. Like, Papolimo. Pappy, we expected that from Ida. Come on now. That's not fair. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. Well, if there are fellow people with no kneecaps. Okay, hold on. We have to accept the accommodations. If they're going to be so kind as to provide the accommodations, then we need to accept the accommodations and actually stand on the stools. So that way now I can actually properly see over top of the countertop. That's what these stools are there for. They're not there for sitting. That Lalafell's doing it wrong. Like, he might be able to see over the countertop, but he's doing it wrong. We need to actually really be able to see over the countertop and stand on that damn thing. Now let's talk to Momode and do the signs on the 7th dawn. And this quest cover has all 4 of the NPC that you could talk to based upon your starting area. So we talked to Papolimo and Ida. Excuse me. Since we started in Gridania. If you start in Ul'dah, you talk like you're dealing with Thancred. And if you start in Limsa Lominsa, you primarily deal with Y'shtola. It just depends on where your starting area is as to which of these scions you primarily deal with leading up to this point. Yay! Hey, Lethal! It is Zelda and Boba time. We have LALA live. They really should. Oh my gosh, Euler. They really should. I feel like if they made a stationary box that you could stand on, one, a lot of people would be using it for bard performances. Two, if we started seeing like people doing fake protests in the game, then we would have people using that box as their soapbox to stand on all the time. And three, I also kind of feel like somehow blue mages would find a way to make some sort of ridiculous meme out of it. Like, I'm trying to think of a way blue mages would, but I'm just like, I know that they would. I know blue mages would be like, guess what? This is our new meme now. These boxes. Because, I mean, leave it to the blue mages. They gotta meme everything. I mean, they had to make a meme out of the summer slides last year and blow themselves up as they were all going down the slides and just be corpses at the bottom of the slide. Like, I'm like, we really had to go that route. Oh yes, more Blue Mage content will be absolutely wonderful. I still need to catch up. Like, I need to finish getting some of my old Blue Mage skills. I still need to get my Marble mount. Like, there are still some old Blue Mage content that I need to get, but I am 80 and I have like some pretty awesome gear for my Blue Mage. I just have like just a few boxes to check, and there's just not many there's not enough boxes for me to check right now for me to really feel like I could pick up Blue Mage again right now. So Momodi here, with our Scions investment. She says, so you want to know more then, do you? Well, ain't that a surprise? I swear, if I painted certain death on the door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on the account of being Old Dawn. Oh, Euler, actually with Blue Mage, the thing with Blue Mage is leveling it is actually the easy parts. Getting it from 1 to 80, not a problem whatsoever. So long as you have a friend that can help you get the Flying Sardine spell and then follow you around for like maybe an hour, you can get from 1 to 80 really fast. It's getting the spells. That's the part that takes a while. Like, the getting it leveled really does not take long at all, as long as you got a friend with you. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you could trust these Scions on the 7th Dawn, well, they've got some weird face masks, but I also want the face masks, so I'm gonna trust them because I want the face masks. They're good people who've made it their mission to solve some of Eorzea's most pressing problems. Yes, that is a good way to make friends, by helping them hit level 80 with it. Like, it honestly, it really just doesn't take all that much time. And honestly, it's a great way to pass the time sometimes. Of course, that ain't no small task. And so they're always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Boba. I know, I'm awesome. I'm a cute little Lalafell. I just don't have my bunny ears yet. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. as you could probably imagine, is something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay, out in western Thanaland. The place you're looking for is called the Wakened Sands. Give your name to whomever's at the entrance, and you'll be let in. That came to whoever? It's whomever. Whom. I'm not even a big grammar person, and I know it's whom. With an M. Between the O and the E. Whom. Whomever. Like, it is not the one. I feel like it's totally fair to struggle with it. I feel like but who is the subject? They are the one that is. So like, they're the subject. There would have been me. I was the one that was doing the talking. So because I was talking to whom, they were the object. So yes, that's a good one, Lethal. Just try to remind yourself for whom the bell tolls. You're a woman in demand, Boba, and the days ahead promise to be busy, but I hope you won't forget about them as help make you into the adventurer you are. Drop in and tell them how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. I feel like she basically just said, don't forget about me, even though, you know, I really haven't dealt with Momodi all that much. Since I started at Gridania, I dealt with Mother Mione the most. But she basically was like, hey, don't forget to stop in here and, you know, give me the hot goss. I think that's pretty much what she wants from me here. She just wants all the gossip. She doesn't want me to actually, like, come in just for visiting. She wants gossip. Okay. Because we don't have the pleasure of having the Vesper Bay Aetherai tickets, we do have to do that run again. But that's okay. We'll have the Vesper Bay Aetherai tickets at some point. And I mean, I guess I could have gone ahead. Yes, pray return to the Waking Sands. I guess I could have, if I had thought about it, I could have taken that opportunity to be like, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Limsa and finish up the Beauty is Only Scalp Deep quest and then take the boat. But, I'm already on a roll. I may as well just run. Get some exercise for my LALA. I feel like they haven't been asking my Lalafell to do as much running lately. So, I mean, she kind of got used to burning all those calories. And if she doesn't keep up burning those calories, then she's going to end up gaining too much weight. And then they're going to do more than make short jokes about her. Like, I feel like that's just, it's already uncool that they're making short jokes about her all the time. Like, that's just not fair. So she should just get up and move, even though she doesn't have kneecaps. Go take everybody else's kneecaps and make up for it. All right, hello. Yay! And there's accommodations here. Let me in the chair. There we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Tataru. You've made it. You made accommodations for me. I'm here to talk to you, Tataru. Tataru. Deep in the desert of my heart, a lonely flower blooms. I really wish this was not like, I really wish this was voice acted because I really want to actually hear this. Yearning for the heavens above to quench my thirst for you. Yes, I love her little hum emote too. Ah, she has such a great little hum emote. And I cannot wait to have her hum emote on this character too. I really, really am so sad the hum emote is not introduced into the game until so late in the game, I feel like. Why did you have to block it so bad for me? I want it sooner. It looks so sweet. I want that emote now. Could you have let me have it sooner? Not fair. Ah! Ahem. I would think you not to sneak up on me like that. Well, in my defense, the game made me sneak up on you because, like, I tried not to. Like, I, like, walked in and just tried to accept the accommodation of the chair, which really wasn't just sneaking up. I just, like, I walked in around the chair, like, tried to make it more obvious that I was there, but the game made it so I snuck up. So, not really my fault. I tried, Sataru. I tried. Game forced my hand. Now, please be advised that this is private property. Unless you have pertinent business here, I must ask you to. She is too much in her own little world when she's singing. It's so adorable. So adorable. You're the best, Avita Papalimo. My sincerest apologies. May I please have your name? Bobomoki. Ah, here you are. I love... Yes, Tatara really does need to be a little more aware of her surroundings. She does have a bad tendency to just, like, not be paying attention whatsoever. But I also like that they have, like, such, like, it's private property. They're supposed to be all secretive and all that stuff. But their list of visitors and everything is apparently so long that she has to be like, ah, Bobumoki. Ah, here you are. Like, really? My name is not on a tiny little post-it note or something? Or at least on a piece of paper that literally just says one thing, or like there's literally only one name on the paper and everything else just is just complete and total gibberish, like nothing. Like, I'm just like, they really just don't want to make a girl feel special here. I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands, headquarters of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. My name is Sataru, and I look forward to assisting you during your time with us. If the seated is within the solar, I shall let her know to expect you. Alright. Alright, Waking Sands, I'm here. I am here. For my first prey return. I guess it's not really a prey return because it's not really a return. It's my first time here. Hello, random person. Random scion. Random person. Hello. Hello, random scion. Hello, goal unclear. I take it you are Bobomoki. Tataru sent word that you have arrived. Lady Memphilia has eagerly awaited your coming. This way, if you please. Alright, random NPC here is going to introduce us And apparently this gear is all downgrades from what I got because got better gear in the dungeons. They assume that you didn't get any good gear. And at this point in the game, they start really throwing the best Aetherite tickets at you, which is absolutely wonderful that they do. Like, I'm so glad that they do that. So that way you don't have to do what I just did, which is run all the way there. Now, for anybody that, like, for some reason you misplaced your tickets or anything like that, you can always take the boat that's in Limsa Lomensa rather than running, because that is a lot faster. But just in case, I mean, 40 tickets, surely you don't run out. But just in case, I do have those videos that explain exactly where the boat is at. So you're the adventurer of whom I've heard so much about. Well met, friend. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I've awaited your coming. Please be at ease. You are among friends here. No doubt you are ripe to burst with questions, but have patience. All will be revealed in time. First, let me begin by telling you who we are and what we do. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, an order that transcends political boundaries. Our objective is the preservation of the future of Eorzea. I do like that we transcend political boundaries. Like, I like that explanation there. Like, we are not worried about politics here. We transcend that. We just want to preserve the future. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the primals. Their existence is a bane upon Eorzea, nay, the world at large, and we have striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. Our order is home to a number of individuals who, like you, possess a rare and special talent. This talent takes various forms, but one holds particular interest for us. Tell me, have you ever experienced a sudden, inexplicable loss of consciousness? Oh, you mean my aura migraines?
ノイズのような感覚。何かに吸い込まれるような感覚。まるで幻のように浮かび上がる風景。
Have you ever had the sensation of being pulled away from reality? Felt as though you were hovering in space, a mind without a body.
それこそがあなたの能力。精神の壁を越え、相手を見ることができる。超える力よ。
All of these things are the manifestations of your talent. Yours is the power to transcend the boundaries of the soul, a power known as the Echo.
超える力は言葉の壁を超える力、心の壁を超える力。
The Echo allows you to pass through the walls of a man's soul and hear the reasons of his past. Yes, so that's what's happening during those aura migraines.
そして幻のごとく過去を見ることができる時間の壁を越える力。
You'll be there in his memories and see things as he saw them. You may even interact with that which you see, though you cannot change the outcomes of events.
さすがに過去が見えるだけで相手と会話したり結果を変えたりなんてことはできないわ。
For another blessing, the echo will enable you to know a man's mind even if you cannot comprehend his words.
さまざまな能力の中でもこの超える力は特殊なもの。あなた
In
は
short,
その中でも強い力を持つ。
in short, the echo is a truly extraordinary power, and this power is strong within you. So it's interesting. So it's like you get how they're feeling, you get all the emotion and everything like that. Like even if you don't speak their language or anything like that, you get everything that's happening within it.
ただこの力は自分で発動をコントロールできないところが悩ましいのよね。
It is only a shame that we cannot use it whensoever we choose.
そう、私もあなたと同じ力、その超える力の能力者の一人よ。
That's right, I too possess the echo.
さて、本題よ。私たちの目的、エオルゼアの救済のためには、万神問題の解決が不可欠。
With that established, let us return to the subject of the primals.
そのためには、国家、組織、種族、言葉、それに主義や思想、あらゆる壁を越えた対策をしなくてはならない。
Don't worry, she's going to connect the dots as to why that whole tangent of the echo is going to connect to these primals. So long as they exist, the realm cannot take so much as a single step towards true peace.
そこで、あなたの力が必要になる。私たち暁の決命に協力してほしいの。
Measures must be taken, measures which transcend boundaries, be they of faction, race, language, or creed, and to do so, the science require the aid of those with our talents.
あなたの能力、超える力は万神への切り札ともなるもの。万神問題を解決するため、世界を救うために必要な力よ。
Make no mistake, the echo will be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. Without it, we cannot hope to save the realm.
あなたがエオルゼアを歩く冒険者として何を求め、何になりたいのか、私にはわからない。
It is strange seeing the silence in a realm reborn. I know not what it is you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea.
でも、この先も冒険者として生きるためには、もっとエオルゼアを知る必要があるでしょ？
But I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose.
そして、そのエオルゼアには万神問題がある。
Why else would the gods entrust man with a gift so extraordinary if not to have him use it?
私たちと行動して万神問題を追うことは、エオルゼアを知るのに最も近道だと思うわ。
And so I implore you, lend us your power. Naturally, your aid will not go unrewarded. We are fortunate to have a number of influential allies, and at a word from me, they will gladly afford you certain privileges that might otherwise be denied to you. The right to employ retainers, for example. Are you familiar with them? They are individuals who may be relied upon to manage your assets and belongings on your behalf. So, where other MMOs have a bank, this is what retainers are for. They are to hold all the extra stuff that you can't lug around in your bags. Even though we can lug a lot of shit around with us, we can't manage to hold absolutely everything in the kitchen sink. So we can hire retainers and they hold a bunch of shit for us. The papers you requested, my lady. Thank you, Tataru. The pleasure is mine, my lady. It is so weird seeing Tataru call her my lady. By way of a welcoming gift, I have taken the liberty of adding your name to the retainer's registry. As of now, you are entitled to employ the services of a retainer. You will need to consult a retainer vote kit regarding the particulars of this arrangement. Believe me when I say that retainers will prove invaluable to you in your adventuring endeavors. Let this gesture serve as evidence of our commitment to do all in our power to facilitate your personal objectives. In return, we ask that you aid us in the fullest extent of your talents. A mutually beneficial relationship, I'm sure you will agree, and one which serves the greater good besides. Well, that was a veritable lecture, was it not? Forgive me, but it is important that all concerned are aware of what is expected of them. Now you know our purpose and what we can offer you. I invite you to consider joining us. When you have come to a decision, you may tell me without fear of censure. In good faith, I shall entrust you with our order's password, which our members use to reach one another when afield. It is Wild Rose. Pray keep it safe. So now it comes up with all of the information as far as hiring a retainer and all that stuff. But yes, this game does handle all of that storage for anything extra that you can't put into your bags very differently than a lot of other games do, where they're like, oh, well, you'll just store it in a bank. They actually have you hire people, and those people will hold on to it for you. It's quite an interesting take on it, which will make a little bit more sense as we continue on. So now Amphilia says, we Scions have but one objective, to safeguard the future of Eorzea. Among our gravest concerns are the godlike beings known as the Primals. Long have we striven to find a lasting solution to the threat they pose. I know not what you desire for yourself, nor what it was that first brought you to Eorzea, but I firmly believe that the power we possess was given to us for a purpose. Pray consider this when you give me your answer, Boba. And now you could have the opportunity to be... I could be punny. I really wish they'd done it like with all the other ones where it was like dark at the bottom, but since it's not a cutscene, they didn't do it that way. It's the pop-up box. You either say, I will go whether the wild rose blooms and be punny with their whole password thing, or no small endeavor, the dangers are great, or say nothing. And nothing is basically you want to go do something else for a minute before you continue onwards. But in order to continue onwards, you pretty much should gotta pick the first one. So, a wild rose by any other name. And she's going to give us a glamour dispeller. Oh, that's great. And now she's waiting to hear whether we will pledge our support.
早速使ってるわね。協力してくれると受け取っていいのかしら。
I take it you will help us. She
よ
enjoyed
か
her
っ
fun.
た。ありがとう。きっと協力してくれると思っていたの。
Wonderful. I knew you wouldn't let us down.
では改めて、暁の血盟の仲間たちを紹介しなきゃ。
But come, I would introduce you to your friends in the order.
シャーレアンという言葉に聞き覚えはあるかしら。
Tell me, does the name Charlian ring any bells?
エオルゼア六大都市の一つで、アルデナード小大陸の北西にある都市国家よ。あ、いえ、正確にはあったと言うべきかしらね。
Thanks for the follow, this smoothie. It used to be one of Eorzea's 6 city-states and was situated in the northwest of Alandard. One of the 6 city-states. So we had quite a few city-states. Right now we only have 3. We only have Ul'dah, Limsa Lominsa, and Gridania. And there were 6. Thank you, Lethal. Thanks for joining for the little bit that you could. See you next time.
彼らは古の地に精通し、エーテル学や魔法の分野では帝国さえ凌駕する知識と技術を持っていたの。
The Charlians were the keepers of wisdom, both old and new. Their mastery over magic and aether was unsurpassed, and even the Garleans knew to fear them.
そんなシャーレアンの中で賢人と呼ばれる人々が結成したのが救世使命。
Among their number were a noble few who devoted their lives to safeguarding the future of Eorzea.
エオルゼアが滅亡から逃れる希望があると信じてこの地に残って活動してくれた集団よ。他の住民は北洋の本国に帰ってしまったけどね。
When the realm began its descent into chaos, and their countrymen fled for the motherland, they alone chose to remain here. These noblemen and women were called the Archons.
彼らがそのシャーレアンの賢人たち。
Those brave souls stand before you now.
彼女がイダ、隣がパパリモよ。二人とも森の都グリダニアの調査を担当しているわ。
And these two we've already had the pleasure of meeting. The masked woman is Ida, and beside her is Papalimo. The two are charged with surveying the Twelveswood.
よろしくね。
Hello there.
よろしく。
Welcome.
君なら協力してくれると信じていたよ。
I had every confidence that you would agree to help us. I'm honestly surprised that they have not had an argument in front of me, because all the things that he has been muttering about, because he's muttered quite a few times up until now, because he has been thinking that Boba has had the echo this whole time. And he's been muttering, and Ida's had no idea, which is why she's been going off on him so many times about, what are you muttering about over there? What are you going on about? Why do you not clue me in on these things? And why she hasn't been like, you know about this the whole time? But I'm guessing they had that in the background before approaching me about coming here. Like that's my assumption as far as when the whole that whole yelling match happened. But they probably had an argument about it.
私もね。
Me too. And he's looking at her like, you only had confidence because I had confidence. Okay, my turn to introduce someone. That there is Thinkred.
ここ砂の都オルダ派の調査の担当者だ。
He is our man here in Ul'dah, Joel of the Desert.
よろしくな。
Welcome to the team.
彼女はヤシュトラだ。海の都リムサロミンサの調査の担当をしている。
If I may, the lovely maiden beside me is named Y'shtola. Limsa Lominsa has the pleasure of being under her care.
よろしくね。
Greetings.
最後に、彼はウリエン・ジョーギュレ。この本部の執務長よ。困ったことがあったら、彼に聞くといいわ。
So, I do want to elaborate on something before continuing on, because I'm not 100% sure when it will come up. So, with the naming conventions of the Mikote, particularly the Keepers of the Sun, which is what Y'shtola is, and the Keepers of the Sun are the Mikote that have the cat eyes, that have these slits for eyes. So they don't have the dilated eyes like the moon cats do. they have the slit eyes because they are the sun. And with that, with their naming conventions, her name Y'shtola, the Y indicates her tribe. So she is of the Y tribe. And then Shtola is actually what her name is. So you might actually see, like, if you happen to see people talking about a Shtola on the internet, or you see someone in dialogue talking about a Shtola, they're talking about Y'shtola. They are just talking about her in a more casual way or in a more personal way because they know her a lot more personally. So like some of the NPCs that are really close to her might refer to her as Shtola, but the ones who want to be a little bit more formal with her and address her with her full name refer to her as Y'shtola. You might see that with some other Makotes that also follow the same naming conventions that have the letter followed by the single apostrophe with the rest of their name. Because that rest of their name, quote, quote, that is after the apostrophe is their actual proper name. The single letter in front of the apostrophe just indicates what tribe they are in. I love Arianje. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. The words of a dear friend. I am glad of our meeting.
我々は5年前のカルテーノの戦いで痛手を負い、指導者を失った。
At the Battle of Cartano, our leader was taken from us, but we did not stray from our purpose.
そして我々と歩みを共にしていたミンフィリアたちと暁の血盟を結成したの。
We set up Minfilia and others with her talent, and together established the science of the Seventh Dawn. I'm trying to remember what else it had to do as far as the naming conventions, as far as the Sun Cats, because I know that with the Sun Makotes, it also has to stem around the father figure, because the father figure is also the leader of the tribes for the male Makotes, and then with the moon tribes, the female Makotes are the leaders, and the names center around the female Makotes. I just cannot remember exactly all of the delicacies, like all the intricacies of those naming conventions. As far as those go, I do think it's just like slight differentiations of like Shtola is just a slight differentiation of her father's name, for instance. I can't remember how much of a differentiation it is, and I think it is more of a differentiation than like with the moon tribes, how much the male names differ from their mother's names. Like I think that like the male names are very similar to their mother's names, just very, very, very slight differentiations. If I recall correctly, like it was very intricate and interesting.
このように能力者とシャーレアンの賢人を中心に暁の血盟は多くの名員で構成されているわ。
Along with the Archons, those blessed with the Echo play a pivotal role in our endeavor to forge a brighter tomorrow for the realm.
そして彼女、受付や事務処理を担当しているタタルさんよ。
Oh, I should also introduce you to Tataru, our clerk. She ensures that everything runs smoothly.
よろしくです。
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
みんなで仲良くやっていきましょう。
In time, I hope you will think of us as family.
さてと。
But without further ado,
早速だけど頼みがあるの。
I would assign you your first task. Initiate me. And like no sooner introduce me to everybody and I'm like, guess what? We got work for you. We got work. Let's get to work.
ウリエンジェさん、バルデシオン委員会からの資料は届いてる？
Arianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
ええ、こちらに。
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
ウルド派のグランドカンパニー、不滅隊からある事件への協力要請があったの。
We received a request from the aid of the immortal flames.
サンクレット、説明をお願いできるかしら。
Sacred, would you do the honors?
事件の概要はこうだ。
It would be my pleasure.
七輪銀山で採掘されたクリスタルを運ぶアマジナ鉱山社系のキャラバンが襲撃された。
Some days ago, a crystal caravan registered an Amajin and Sons mineral concern was waylaid and divested of its cargo.
それだけじゃない。時を同じくしてウルダハ近辺の貧民窟から幾人もの人が消えている。
But there is more. Within a bell of the robbery, several people were reported missing from the shanty town outside the city.
クリスタル強奪事件と誘拐事件ってところね。
At a glance, one would assume the involvement of bandits, kidnappers, and coincidence.
本来こういった事件は治安維持も務めるグランドカンパニーの仕事だわ。
Such crimes are hardly uncommon, and the immortal flames deal with their like almost every day.
でもこの事件、おそらく蛮神が絡んでいる。
However, this time we have reason to believe that a primal is involved.
現場に残っていた手口、おそらく首謀者はウルダ派に住むアマルジャ族だ。
Aye, the evidence left behind implicates the Amalja, who are known worshippers of Ifrit.
アマルジャ族にはクリスタルを強奪したり人を誘拐する理由がある。それこそが蛮神関連ってわけだ。
If we then consider the objects that were taken, there's no room left for doubt the crimes were committed in the name of a primal.
あなたに蛮神問題を理解してもらうためにも、この事件に関わってほしいの。
That you may better understand the nature of our struggle with the primals, I would have you play the leading role in this investigation.
ありがとう。
You have my thanks.
ウルダ派の事情には担当でもあるサンクレットが詳しいわ。彼にあなたを支援してもらいます。
If there's aught you wish to know, I recommend you speak to Thancred. He is well versed in the affairs of Ul'dah. But I have no brain cell.
俺に任せてくれ。よろしくな。
I'm an orange kibben. I don't have a brain cell. I don't know that it is wise to let me lead an investigation. Like maybe let me be the supporting lady. I could be the adorable supporting lady in this investigation. Let me be cute and adorable. I could also take their kneecaps. Does Ifrit have kneecaps? I could take them. Hi, Thancred. Are you sure he does? Like, are you sure there are no kneecaps for me to take here? Ready to begin, are we? That's a spirit. So then, your mission is to investigate a crystal robbery and a spat of abductions. Crimes which we believe are to be connected. Or crimes which we believe to be connected. Assuming we are correct, is like that any discoveries we make in relation to one will further our understanding of the unknown. Yes, I was just a bud girl. So to explain why I'm now an orange cat, so sometimes I lose a brain cell, or lose the brain cell. So I turn into an orange cat when I lose the brain cell. So I'm now saying I don't have any brain cells. I can't think. I shouldn't be leading any investigations. Now I'm back to Bud Girl. I mostly have a tendency to lose the brain cells on my Tuesday and Friday streams, just because those ones are my later streams, and I'll have spent the whole day watching my toddler, and I, it is rather suspicious. But those days, my brain doesn't like to function quite properly, so then I'm like, no, I'm an orange cat. I don't have the brain cell. The brain cell, it checked out. It's loading. It's gone. It's not there. That or I'm dead. I'm dead. Not here anymore. It's gone. Alright, now since the attack of the caravan, our friends at Almeja and Sons Mineral Concern have doubled the security over all their shipments. In light of this, it is my judgment that the objections should be our priority. According to our primary findings, the majority of the missing were last seen in the vicinity of Camp Dryboat. That would seem a fine place to begin. A fellow by the name of Barb serves as the camp's de facto leader. Pay him a visit and see that he gives us his full cooperation. Sir. Thancred, we met 2 seconds ago. 2 seconds ago. And you really want me to lead this investigation? Are you quite certain about that? This doesn't seem like a good idea to me. Seems like quite a horrible idea. Oh my goodness, Lalafell looks amazing with the balloons. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait because I have the balloons. Oh my gosh. I too have the whale. I just can't mount yet. I have the whale. I have the balloons. I can't wait. Yes, I have that whale too. I can't wait to use these mounts. It's gonna be so grand. And no! Oh no! I was gonna take the boat back to Vesper Bay. Oh yes, I have. Yeah, I can't. I'm not authorized. Or I want my cruise chaser. I'm not authorized to use the cruise chaser. I don't have authority. I don't have authority to go to Limsa via the boat, apparently. So I'm gonna have to teleport here. I'm gonna go that way first because I think all of that running is going to be such a huge bore. All that running to Camp Drybone. At the very least, we've had this guy waiting for his appendages for days. For days, you guys. For days. We need to give... Yes, I am too young to drive the whale. I need to mature a little bit first. Female Harry Potter needs to mature a little bit more. And in the meantime, I need to give that fluster band over there his appendages back. He's been waiting for so long. Yes, I'm not tall enough to ride the whale. I'm even shorter than Papa Sean. That's how short I am. I'm shorter than Papa Sean. I need this woman to stand up properly so I can determine whether, like, I'm guessing I'm shorter than her. Just based upon how she's hunched. We need her to stand up to really determine just how short I am. I mean, I'm barely, like, I'm making eye contact with the flustered man's kneecaps. That is how short I am. I am not tall enough for the whale, let alone drive it. All right, flustered man, let's give you these appendages. If there's an ounce of compassion, you friend, I beg of you, retrieve for me the jewels of my trade, for I am none other than Jandalane, the ace. The ace. I do think that Lalafell. I do feel like that Lalafell would probably be a good taxi. But first, let's be nice to this dude with the face tattoo. Could it be? Yes, I feel it. The light turns to my eyes, power courses through my fingers. I live. That way that woman over there can stop cowering. Scissors, hairbrush. Bless me, yes. Because bless me for giving this guy back his appendages. I'm just gonna give this guy confetti. Oh, no, I did not sneeze. As I live, this unspeakable embodiment of ugliness must die. Begone, be gone, foul demon! I probably sniffled my nose because the weather went from 70 degrees to it's snowing. So I ask, how do you feel, madam? Why, if in but a single magnificent moment I traveled beyond the void and returned to life as the embodiment of all that is beautiful in this world. Could it be? Yes, it must. How else to explain such power? You are the one whose coming was foretold. Yes, you are the aesthetician. In the flesh, madam, I am Jandalane, crafter of coiffures so defined that Menfina herself doth begrudge my clientele their beauty. But let us speak of you, madam. For where a moment ago stood a fashion challenge frump, now there stands a beauty reborn. The pizzazz they love to put in the cutscenes in these games. Hello? And you are the one I must thank for reviving my soul, that I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm bereft of beauty. I too prefer the Manderville quest line. That one is such a good one, and I cannot wait to do it as a Lalafell. I might once again bestow my gifts on a realm bereft of beauty, a kindness I intend to repay in full. Do you fear that your own hairstyle is becoming passé? Fear the specter of ugliness threatening to consume you? Fear not, friend, for it shall not survive my wrath. Could it even draw an envelope on the ground? We just had to make it a sparkly thing. Okay. That's the matter before you. As this realm we call home, from an abyss of unfathomable drabness, you shall arise anew. My clients have been known to make reservation moons, even years in advance. But you shall know no such troubles. No, for proving a staunch ally to good taste when all others turn a blind eye, I shall gladly place myself at your beck and call. Yes, the next time you find yourself plagued by aesthetic ennui, you need only ring the crystal bell from the comfort of any inn room which you have taken up lodgings. I feel so special. Netherlands shall hasten to the scene. Yes, in a flash of the dreary, uninspired life you have hitherto known shall end. You shall travel to the realm beyond and return to us as a beauty reborn. I give you this as a token of the trust between us. Treasure it, for it is the key to a world of aesthetic wonders ordinary women shall never know. So special. Well, Master Gentleman, do come back. I have not made my next appointment. Yes, do not underestimate, especially when you have color treatments. Do not underestimate the importance of having that next appointment scheduled. I mean, before COVID, it was something that my stylist, we scheduled the whole year out. COVID wrecked that whole scheduling system, but we used to always schedule the whole year out, and I would just like the November beforehand, she would just be like, here's your next year's schedule. I'd be like, all right, that works for me. And we did that for several years, and she then COVID ruined it. COVID ruined all of it. And behold, thank you so much for the glowing. It totally adds the extra pizzazz, and I absolutely love the outfit. It is adorable. Totally fitting for the Lalafell. It so goes together. Hey. Unfortunately, this character doesn't have the Oops, that's not why I don't want to find fellowships. Honestly, there we go. Wow! I just need to save that on my hotbar. That just. And as always, for people who, especially as a Lalafell with those emotes, you gotta go to your emotes. And if you don't disable the messages, don't spam. Be like us. Make sure that you disable it. Because otherwise, then it won't come up in people's chats and then you won't get reported. Otherwise, it'll come up in people's chats and then you get reported for things like hugging a carbuncle. Alright, I'm gonna go to the Bokor call. I'm gonna experiment something real quick because I want to see if maybe there's something that I missed as to why I don't see the boat to Limsa, or not to Limsa. I'm at Limsa. Why do I not see the boat to Vesper Bay? What the heck? What is going on there? Otherwise, it defeats the whole purpose of even having a boat. Like, why have the boat there? Hello. Hello, good sir. Hello. Hello, fairy ticketed tier. Okay, you do exist. You are there. Oh, I looked in the wrong spot. I looked in the wrong spot. Yeah, where I looked at, where I was looking at, shows up later, and that's not even the spot that, yeah. That's not even the spot that takes you to here or anything like that. It was further. Yeah. Yeah. It was a different spot in that area. That's what it was. I'm just not used to coming back to Limsa from that area. And normally what I would do in order to get around these prices is I would seek passage to the Gold Saucer, but I'm not to that part of MSQ. And the reason I would seek passage to the Gold Saucer is because if you go to the Gold Saucer, it's free passage, but not to that part of MSQ yet, so can't go there for free. If I had the Gold Saucer, I would have my bunny ears. Just some tips for early gamers to penny pinch. Just that little bit of penny pinching at the early bits. Now the game will throw gil at you, so if you don't penny pinch, you will make that gil up. It will be okay. But, you know. Yes, at this point you should have tickets to Vesper Bay. I was just curious in case, like, for instance, like my main character, for instance, I don't have the tickets because my main character did MSQ before they added that into MSQ. And it's annoying to go all the way out there, so it's nice to cut corners sometimes. And like moments like this when I'm running, it does give me, especially here in the old DAW regions. So when I played World of Warcraft, originally when I played World of Warcraft, I played Alliance characters. So I feel like Stormwind and starting off in those starting areas and stuff, Gridania feels a little bit closer to those just because they are a little bit more woodsy. But being out here it makes me feel more at home just because most of my WoW characters, I ended up playing Horde more than I played Alliance. And this just feels so much more like your starting areas for the Horde. Loktar, friends. Loktar. Gotta burn the calories. Oh, do not want to go to the Northern Thanalan. Hi there, it's good to see you. I cannot wait to be able to put custom emotes into Twitch. I feel like those will be so much fun. I'm like looking at that custom emote that you've got there, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Just like bounce, 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 bounce. So cute. Yes, I appreciate you for stopping by, Neris. Like I knew you knew I was gonna be done soon. But I still appreciate you stopping by and saying hey. Lalafell's just getting her exercise in because she hasn't been getting her exercise in lately, so make the run to Camp Dry Bones so that way we could complete an investigation. Because they've decided that they trust Boba with their kneecaps. Like, Boba, you're right. We don't need kneecaps. We need kneecaps replaced. Or we need all of our kneecaps removed from the world. And only you, we trust you to remove all the kneecaps from everybody. Save us from all the kneecaps. And please do so as soon as possible. And we're going to start with this investigation. And I'm going to go with it. Frit is just made of kneecaps, so, you know, we have to take care of him first. I'm going to do the lazy thing. I'm just going to jump over the edge here. And the nice thing about Final Fantasy XIV is that unless you are in combat, when you take fall damage, you're not going to die from the fall damage unless you are in combat. Hi, I'm Ensign Bard, here to search for the missing folk, I take it. Nymphelia sent word that an adventurer fitting your description would be called, or would be along. She also warned us to be wary of the Amaja. Seems we know who the culprits are at the very least. Now, I bear no official title at this camp, but the people here have come to look to me for leadership. You have my word that I'll do all I can to help see the victims safely returned. Yes, give me that Dispel Prism. Give me that. You give me my reward, sir. Alright. We now need to figure out what the crap is going on here. Because why are we trusting me already? Like, I did not think my plans for taking out everybody's kneecaps was going to go so smoothly this quickly. So, you know, what's happening? Why are we trusting me already? Let's get right to it then. Nymphelia names the Amalja culprits and all, or names the... lost the brain, or at least the talking part of my brain lost the brain cell. It's gone. Can't talk anymore. Nymphelia names the Amalja culprits and all this. You would do well to investigate them first. There we go. It came back. One of the faster times I got the brain cell back. Much harm has been levied on these lands by Amalja hands. The flames burn where they might. Their light cannot stay the darkness in all places at all times. There have been brutal murders of callers at the Church of Saint Ahmad. It's gone again. I like Orange Cat Zelda too, but like I need to work on her a little bit because the texture applies really weird. Like the orange color applies over top of the purple, which is why half of her hair ends up being like the side that's closest or that's showing prominent at the moment with how I have my head turned doesn't have the lines on it. Like it's like super bright orange, and then the other side has the lines. It applies a little extra weird. I'm not 100% sure why Orange Cat Zelda does that when I do this to her. But I'm also like, you know what? It's kind of cute for her to almost have like the 50-50 hair. And honestly, I kind of thought about like mixing her hair color up when she goes into Orange Cat mode. And just being like, hey, just have some extra fun with it. Alright, gonna try the words again. There have been brutal murders of callers at the Church of Saint Amada Landama. A LALA fell named to this, didn't they? I'm just gonna go out and say it. A LALA fell named this. Because that seems like the pure evil thing to do, to go with these tongue twister, rhymey rhyme things. innocents wishing no more than to pay their respects to the dead. The poor souls deserve a proper burial, and I would see to the deed before mongrels catch their scent, but I know not if the Almaja still linger. Wish to secure the remains for me, friend. You will find them on the eastern road. 12 willing, you may even come to learn something of what the Almaja seek in this area. Right. And because we gotta be extra fancy and, you know, just can't build a normal ramp, we gotta build a extra weird twisty ramp and go all the way around the town. And oh, hey, you know, okay, I did it to Tithe, right? I was like, wait a minute. Did I even, did I attune to that? I also go into cat's eye though when when my attention span, decides to take a hard hit. That also tends to really happen on Tuesday and Friday streams because, again, have dealt with a toddler all day, so my attention span has to be pretty dang sharp in order to handle, you know, a toddler's lack of attention span. Which means my attention span will have gone to shit. I have a feeling at some point we're going to have our thunder stolen. Alright, all of this stuff. You know. Ripe corpses. That's. Ugh. Did we have to describe them as ripe? Did we not have just said they were corpses? Did we have to label them as a ripe corpse? Like, that just. Ugh. It's just gross. Ugh. Ugh. It's good to see you returned. Were you able to secure the remains of our fallen? There you go. And they're flowers now, by the way, guys. They were ripe corpses, and they turned into flowers in our inventory. That's so wrong. It's so wrong. With the bodies given back proper to the earth, the souls will find their way across to the other side. You have done a noble deed this day. I thank you. Now then, about the Almaja. Did you see any? Surely, such massive monstrosities as they cannot conceal their presence, much less take their quarry unawares. Ah, so there were Almaja remaining after all. I feared as much. Their part in the low-born disappearing is all but confirmed, but I sense there's more to this than meets the eye. The occasional Almaja raiding party would not account for people going missing in these kind of numbers. The total is too great and the questions too many. It would not surprise me in the least to learn of another hand in this. But whose? Countless travelers pass through Dryborn every day, and even if it were one among them, how would we best discover who may be implicit in these vanishings? All right, you guys. So, with that, what I am thinking, so on Tuesday, because it's already 3 o'clock Eastern time, unfortunately. I'm having an absolute blast, but it is already 3 o'clock Eastern time. What I'm thinking is Tuesday, we go ahead and have some more LALA Live and continue with taking out the king of kneecaps and going after this Ifrit. and tried to take him out. Because if we take out the King of Kneecaps, then hopefully we could then help rid the world of all of their kneecaps and really help save the world. Like, maybe we can really get there. Maybe we can really help do some things. Like, maybe little tiny Harry Potter glasses LALA here can really do some good. And then on Friday, we'll be back at it with my main Vieira, my main gal, back at it with her usual shenanigans of trying to get that dancer up to 100. She's getting pretty close. She's halfway through level 98. So we are getting there. She really needs the dancer glam. She especially needs the shorts. And she totally, that's a good point. The smoothie totally needs the baseball bat. We'll be back at it Friday with usual LALA, and then LALA Live again next Sunday, because always have to have Sprout Sunday with this little adorable bunches of Boba Moki. And with that, if you have not already joined the Discord server, hopefully, I haven't checked the chat bot in a hot minute. I have been very preoccupied with Discord and all of its shenanigans and stuff. So I do apologize, but hopefully with the chat bot, it is still properly working. But what should happen is if you type !Discord, what should happen is it should enter in a invite to the Discord server for you to be able to join. If you are not comfortable joining the Discord server because of the upcoming changes, I do absolutely totally understand. I am looking into offering an alternative, and what I will do is when that alternative is offered, I will announce it in the Discord server, and I will post that to my socials and everything. If you do not already follow me on my socials, I am on all of the social icons that are listed below. Vast majority of them, I think X is the only one that I am not Xyled and Nightblade on, and that is literally only because X has a limitation on how many characters you can have for your name. So screw you, X. I don't know why I could not have the whole name Xyled and Nightblade, but you know what? Whatever. I managed to make Xyled a Blade work. But everywhere else that there's an icon in the name under my character for, I am Xyled and Nightblade. I am the same username on all of them. So YouTube, Kick, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, all of them. I will say TikTok is still super duper weird because it is still being like not really pushing out my videos. So if you follow me on TikTok, I do highly recommend that you also follow me on YouTube or Instagram, because I do post any of the shorts that I post on TikTok onto those as well. So like any of the tips I typically post on TikTok do get cross-posted onto other platforms too. So that way, if you do happen to miss them in one place, you get them in other places too. Because I know the algorithm, I mean, honestly, the last week or so, it's almost exclusively been showing me videos from December. I don't know why. Like, it's been weird. So if it's not acting weird for you, that's awesome. But if it is acting weird for you, I highly recommend just going ahead and doing that with just about everyone that you follow. Just trying to see if they're on other socials and trying to follow them on those other socials too, just to be safe. But with that, I am going to go ahead and conclude the stream. Thank you all so much for watching today. It's been an absolute blast hanging out with all of you. Confetti for all of you, because you are all absolutely amazing. And have a wonderful and fantastic rest of your Sunday. See you all next time. Oh, my computer may have crashed out.